Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really interesting story from the RC car world. It's about how one company, Carson Motor-Sport, basically became the go-to for Tamiya fans needing toughness.
That's right. Tamiya, everyone knows them for, incredible detail, that build experience. But for ages, hobbyists hit the same wall. The stock pinion gears. They just didn't last.
Yeah, this drivetrain dilemma, as you called it. A real bottleneck, wasn't it? Especially when powerful motors started becoming common.
Exactly. We're going to look at how Carson spotted this key weakness and really solved it. Their hardened steel gear became like the essential upgrade, the keystone upgrade, you could say, in that whole Tamiya world.
Okay, let's get into it. How a smart partnership, good engineering, and really knowing your market built an empire on, well, weak gear. So let's break that down. What exactly was the problem with Tamiya's standard gears? I've heard some pretty colorful descriptions.
Oh, yeah. Soft as cheese is one you hear a lot. Mini kits, especially the older ones or the re-releases, came with these aluminum or brass pinions. Tamiya called them AV pinions. They just couldn't handle much punishment. Honestly, I've seen gearboxes just filled with metal dust after only a couple of runs.
Right. So not holding up under any real stress then.
Not really. They'd fail in a couple of ways. Sometimes through abrasive wear, the teeth literally get ground down looking like tiny saw blades, or they just strip completely, and all that metal grit just contaminates the whole gearbox. This became a huge immediate problem when people started using modern brushless motors and LiPo batteries.
Much more power.
And finding a replacement wasn't simple, was it? There was a specific technical thing that made it difficult.
Absolutely. Tamiya uses a metric module gear pitch, like a point 0.6 module or point 0.8 module. That's totally incompatible with the imperial diametral pitch, or DP, system that most other RC brands use.
Oh, okay. Like trying to fit a metric screw into an imperial thread. Precisely.
Yeah.
It just doesn't mesh. So that created this unique, almost protected market space. You couldn't just grab any pinion off the shelf.
Okay, so that sets the stage. How did Carson Motor-Sport, a German company, step into this specific gap?
Well, Carson started officially back in '94 in Germany. And their mission, right from the start, was basically to supplement the Tamiya assortment. This wasn't just a casual thing. It grew into a really deep partnership. Carson became Tamiya's biggest distributor in Europe. They even ran the Tamiya Raceway for testing, events, the works.
Wow, okay, so they weren't just an outsider looking in, they had a real insider's view.
Exactly. That gave them huge advantages. They saw sales data, service data, they knew exactly which parts were failing often. They got deep technical knowledge of Tamiya's module system because they were so close. And, importantly, they built trust. You'd see co-branding like Tamiya Carson or Tamiya Germany.
That makes sense. And their fix, the actual product.
Hardened steel pinions. Simple, but effective. Steel is just way stronger and harder than the aluminum or brass Tamiya was using. Higher tensile strength, much better surface hardness. It directly countered all the ways the stock gears failed. And they made a whole range the right module pitches, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, plus versions for specific popular chassis, like the TT01, TT02, CC01, even the classic Avante. And, that German engineering reputation didn't hurt either.
Right. So for the average person building or running a Tamiya car, what did this mean? What was the real impact?
It meant everything, really. The Carson steel pinion became the upgrade, the keystone upgrade. It's the piece that lets everything else work properly. You can add a faster motor, better battery, whatever, because the pinion can actually handle transferring that power. The stock ones just couldn't.
I bet that made a difference across all sorts of RC activities.
Oh, absolutely. Think about bashers guys doing big jumps, rough driving. They needed something bulletproof to handle those shocks. Carson delivered. For crawlers needing that slow, steady, high torque when a wheel gets jammed, that pinion holds up. Drifters, they need instant, reliable power for throttle control. Racers, maximum efficiency, perfect gear mesh, less friction. And speedrunners, forget about it. You need a steel pinion to avoid the whole thing just exploding under that kind of force. It transforms classics like the Hornet, or modern staples like the TT02, or even rugged trucks like the Blackfoot.
It really is amazing how one sort of simple component can unlock so much potential and just make the whole hobby more durable, more fun. Carson's story here, it's a perfect example of really understanding what your niche market actually needs deep down.
Yeah, it wasn't luck. It was built on, four key things working together. One, that close symbiotic relationship with Tamiya, being an insider. Two, focusing engineering on solving that specific problem, the weak gear, with the right material. Three, mastering Tamiya's unique technical standard, the module pitch, which kept competitors out. And four, the fact that this one part helped everyone, no matter what kind of RC they were into.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What other little weak spots are out there in systems we use every day, maybe in technology or tools or even bigger systems? Where could one simple, clever fix make a huge
It's
difference?
something to keep in mind, yeah. Look around at things that seem solid. Is there a hidden weak link just waiting for its own keystone upgrade?
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for diving in depth with us on this one.